Hello and welcome to another episode of Get Hooked, my crocheting, knitting and reading podcast where I like to share all of my finished objects, things that I'm currently working on and what I'm reading. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Adele from sunny South Africa and you can find me as Hooked on Art on all the social media platforms. Alright, before we jump straight into it, get yourself something to drink. I'm finishing off some of my juice. And yes, I'm a green juice girl. I really like this one. It's a pear, apple, and I think spinach blend. Absolutely delicious. So, what am I wearing? So this is actually very exciting because it's a jersey that my avó, my gran, avó is gran in Portuguese. She knit this jersey for my dad when he was, I think, 21. Now, my dad's the kind of person that really buys anything for himself. Like, he would literally wear what he has until it falls off of his body. And my dad is also a very much handyman. He's always busy in the garage, always busy with his hands. And the one time I went to visit him and he was wearing this whilst he was painting. And I just started glitching because I didn't understand how he could wear something handmade to paint it. So I stole it from him. Needless to say, I stole it from him and now it's mine and it's getting the love that it deserves. No, I'm joking. My dad really does look after things. I mean, this lasted years. He's turning 60 next year, so this is a good 39 years. But yeah, it'll probably last me just as long. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at the little cabling details all on the front panel. So yeah, I've claimed this as my own and it is now one of my heirloom items. But yeah, I couldn't believe that my dad was painting in a handmade jersey like that. It's just ridiculous. It's wrong. Okay, anyways, let's jump into FOs. I have quite a few to show you because I have been a busy bee. And the first thing, before I show you the first thing that I finished, I have to put a disclaimer in that I removed all of the stitch markers, all of the progress keepers, because yeah, I couldn't wait. I got too excited and I just had to wear it. And the fear of losing a stitch marker is very real. So I took all of the progress keepers out of all of the FOs. And I'm going to try my best to remember where I was the last time we chatted. Okay, so the first FO is the Real Easy Raglan and it's about time. I started this jersey back in March, guys, so it's about time that it's an FO right now. I think the last time we spoke was on the sleeve somewhere. No, I finished the sleeve. I was on the second sleeve. I think I just started out, but yeah, it's done now. It's got 2 sleeves and it has been worn a few times already and I'm in love with the fit. It's a very basic raglan. There you can see the raglan. Very basic raglan style jersey with some short row shaping at the back. And I've spoken about this yarn in all of the previous episodes. I have written a blog post on this yarn because I'm so impressed. Right, this striping effect is just phenomenal. I mean, even on the sleeves, I am in love with how this yarn stripes. So this was a free pattern that I followed, the Real Easy Raglan by Emily Bolden. It is free on the Maker Ravelry store. You can find it there. And I used Al's Color Crush in one of their new colorways. This one is called Whatever Floats Your Goat. And yeah, I'm going to be making another one of these soon. Because I just love it so much. I love the fits. I am wearing this like almost every second day. No jokes. Alright, my second finished object is also one that I've been wearing quite a lot. I mean, we've had like 2 weeks where it was extremely cold and it's starting to heat up a little bit now. So this one had to get all of the love. And obviously I couldn't love it with a stitch marker in because I was too scared that I was going to lose it. And this is my Sophie Shawl. Just look at it. and it smells so good because I think I wore it on Tuesday or Wednesday, and yeah, it's come out of the wash and it is delicious. And it is a giant shawl, guys, but it is so nice and warm and comfy. Like, I could just wrap myself up in this and be content with winter, and I hate winter, so now you must know how in love I am with the shawl. I've also spoken about this yarn on every single previous episode. I wrote a blog post on this yarn as well, and after it being washed, the squish has just intensified, and I love wearing this shawl. So this is the Sophie Shawl by Petite Knit. It's a very basic shawl. You start at one end, increase, 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 and I actually think I was around about here. I just started with the decreases in the previous episode. So then you decrease, 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 and you have a wonderful shawl. It also does not take an immense amount of yarn, and I think the original pattern is definitely not written. I don't think it is not written for a chunky weight yarn, but it works. It honestly works, and this has been keeping me warm on those cold days. Yeah, love it. I used I made those with the I made that shawl with a 6.5mm needle, and I'm in love with the fabric that I got, especially with the yarn. Okay, then another one. I finished a pair of socks. So yeah, in the previous episode I was done with one sock. I was busy with the second one, and I think I was on the foot. I still had the foot and the toes to go, so it's done now. So these are my Rhinebeck Roomies, which is a pattern from the Crazy Sock Lady. You can see the stitch pattern, it's stunning. And I made this with Knotty Habit yarns. They have a quarterly club box. So I bought the first quarter's club box knowing that I wanted to make socks for Dion, and I made these for his birthday. So I finished them just in time for his birthday, which was on the 5th of July. So they've also been worn. Yeah, I couldn't leave the stitch marker in. I got too excited when they were done, and I just handed them over to him for his birthday, and they have been loved already. So yeah, very happy with how these came out. It's I did a normal cuff down construction, followed the pattern to a T. Okay, except for the cuff. I made the cuff slightly longer. I did a 25 row 2x2 rib, and then the rest of the pattern I followed exactly as is. Did the slip stitch, heel flap, heel turn and gusset, and yeah, I'm quite in love with how these speckles turned out and how they just add so much depth to the stitch pattern. Yeah, very excited. When I finished these, I couldn't leave the stitch marker in. He had to wear them the day that they were finished, and that's why he's so knit worthy, because he actually did. He wore them the day that I finished them. So very happy. I'm a very happy chapper. Right, the next FO is another FO that I did for Dion's. This chair is squeaky. I hope you can't hear that, but you probably will. Anyways, we move. The next finished object is also one that I completed for Dion's birthday. I usually ask him what he wants for his birthday, like handmade, what handmade thing he'd like, and it's always just something silly like a beanie. But I made a beanie, and I love it. So this is a very, very basic beanie pattern. You basically knit, it's crocheted. You basically crochet one long rectangular shaped swatch, fold it in half, seam it at the sides, and then you just seam it at the top as well to make a beanie. And I made this one a little bit longer because he does like having a fold over rib. So yeah, I made this with pure gold titanium, and I think the color is called caviar or just black. I'm not 100% sure, but it's the black colorway. Right, and I held them double and I got this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous marling effect. And that is just stunning. And it fits him so well, it's so nice and comfy, and it is really, really, really warm. Like, it is ridiculously warm. Charm. It fits me as well, but I don't like wearing beanies. I'm not a big beanie fan. But I'm very happy with how this turned out, and it was just in time for... I made this the day that we got snow. Well, snow in Boksburg. It was kapok, let's be honest, and it was like 2 flakes of kapok, so not even proper snow. But I made this the day that we got the snow, and yeah, just in time for the coldest bit of this winter. And this one has also been getting a lot of love. Right, then I told you I was a busy bee. My 5th FO are my socks for sock week. So this is my first time actually signing up for sock week, and I can't believe that I managed to finish an entire sock in 1 week. That was very exciting. I was just knitting away, and it was absolute bliss. Okay, they've also been loved already. I've worn them, so here they are. Just look at the colors. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so this is the slick sock yarn from Luna Fibers. I think it's called something Rissa. Now I can't remember the name of this colorway. I wrote it down in my project book, but I'll see how I feel when I'm editing this and maybe add the colorway in. But it's something Rissa. I don't know. But it is gorgeous. It's got these little specks of, I want to say orange, and then the blue, and then just a natural color. It's gorgeous. So I made these on 9-inch circulars, normal cuff down pattern, also with a slip stitch, heel flap, heel turn gusset, and a rounded toe. My absolute favorite way to knit socks. I do like a toe up sock as well, but I thought for sock week, my first ever trying to knit a sock in a week should be something that I'm very comfortable with, which is cuff down. So I just followed the Crazy Sock Ladies tutorial on YouTube, and yeah, like I said, cuff down. I did a longer ribbing than suggested in the video. I also did a 25 row 2x2 rib, vanilla knitting all the way, and yeah, I actually finished the pair and I can wear them. So very happy with how this turned out. Alrighty, then the last finished object is an Mybeck Roomie toy, and can I just say that I think this is my favorite thing that I've ever made, and I'm so sad that I'm giving it away as a baby shower gift, but I'm also so excited that I get to do that. It is a farmland. So I did speak about this in the previous episode, because I did start with it then. I think it was somewhere on the head. Yeah, like I said, I took all the stitch markers out because I got too excited having finished them. Alright, so I know that it looks funny with the head being sewn on a little bit skew. That was completely intentional. Alright, I have a vision whenever I make Mybeck Roomie, and my vision for this sheep is on a bookshelf in a baby's room, and it should look like it's sleeping, and that's why I also embroidered some sleepy eyes, because just see it, guys, just see it. Okay, this is in a baby's room on a bookshelf, and it looks like it's sleeping. Isn't that just the cutest thing? It's adorable. Okay, so I made this using the normal yarn. This one here for the face, the arms and the legs and the ears is pure gold. which is my absolute favorite for any amigurumi. I love making amigurumi with pure gold. And this textured yarn is pure gold, the same as the rest of the face, held a double with a yarn that they've discontinued, but it's called Gypsy. And I just think it gives this super adorable textured sheep look to this farm lamb. Alright, so I made this using a 2.5mm hook, all of it, so including the parts that were held double. And it is a pattern by Yarn Over with Natasha, who's also a South African amigurumi designer. So I'm very excited to gift this, and yeah, I think it's going to be the cutest little thing just on the bookshelf looking over the baby with a sleepy little head. Love it. Okay, then the last FO I can't actually show you because the pattern hasn't been released yet, but we were told we could do sneak peeks. So, okay, I'm going to do this very quick. It is a pattern that will be released this coming week by Nicole Chase. I think on Instagram she's just the Nicole Chase. She's an American amigurumi designer, and I've tested quite a few patterns for her, and her patterns are written so beautifully that you really can't go wrong. Even during the tasting phase, I'm like, why are you even having these patterns tested when they're so well written? Like, there's not a single thing that's being pointed out. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how this came out. The only thing that I can say is that this will go into my classroom if that is any kind of a clue as to what it is. I can tell you what yarns I used. I used the same yarn that I made Dion's beanie, same colors, the black and the gray. And yeah, this is a very nostalgic make. It makes me think of my youthful years. So very happy with how this turned out. The pattern does suggest embroidery for eyes and a little mouth, but I don't think I'm going to do that, although the instructions are very detailed. And I know that she did mention that she wants to she wants to put tutorials on her YouTube channel for the embroidery as well, so it will be super easy. I just don't think that this specific one needs it. That being said, I've already planned the second one that I'm making and the colors that I'm going to be using, so yeah, sneak peek. Okay, that's it for whips, people. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay, let's move on to, that's it for whips. Did I just say that? That's it for FOs. Let's move on to whips. So the first whip is being housed in a gorgeous project bag that my mom made for me years ago. I'm speaking like almost maybe 10-20 years ago. 20? No, probably more than 10. Definitely more than 10 years ago. Definitely more than 10 years ago. And this one is housing my vintage blanket, which looks like this. And I've made quite some good progress on this one. This is a pattern by, she's known as Dada's Place on Instagram, and I'm sure you can find her patterns on Pinterest as well. This is a free pattern, okay, so not the blanket pattern. This square is the free pattern. So obviously you can adjust this, make as many blocks as you want to make the blanket bigger. But this is going to be quite a big blanket, and I've decided that this is going to be my finish in August project, because it's boring. And don't get me wrong, sometimes you do need those boring projects. Sometimes you do need to crochet on something that is absolutely mindless. But this will be the third time that I've made this exact pattern and this exact same size with the same yarn brand. So I'm just a bit over it now, and now it feels like work. So if I don't put time aside every single day to work on this, I'm not going to work on it. Right, so finish in August. Watch this space. So in the previous episode, I think I just finished the first block. So actually, let me put a progress keeper on this, and hopefully I finish it just before the podcast so that I don't get excited and rip the progress keeper out. Okay, I'm just gonna put it on a random square. There we go. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous progress keeper. Is it focusing? Can't see. Okay, but it's by Gertruida from Etsy Klein. And just to show you, I did work on this today. I actually joined a block today and I started another block as well. So it's really not a super complicated pattern. It's just the blocks are monotonous. They're all the same. Okay, and it's got popcorn stitches, which second to the puff stitch is a stitch that I despise. I absolutely hate the popcorn stitch. I love the result. I really do love the result, but I'm not a fan of actually making the popcorn stitch. Okay, so let's chat real quick about the yarn that I'm using. Just want to get it all out of here. Sorry for the crinkling. I'm using Kismet Raisa cotton, which is a 100% pure cotton in the DK weight. This color is color number 50, which is a grey. I'm sure you can see that. It's like a really nice light silvery grey, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love working with this stuff. I love how the blanket turns out with this stuff, with this yarn. And I think for this, I'm more excited to have it done than actually working on it. So yeah, that's the first whip for today, and I'm hoping to finish it before the end of August. Alright, so let's get this back. Oh yeah, I didn't mention, I'm making this with a 4mm crochet hook. I'm not sure what the pattern suggests. I didn't check recommended hook size and recommended yarn size. Like I say, this is the third time that I'm making this blanket in this pattern with this yarn, so I know exactly how many balls of wool I need, yarn I need, cotton I need, and I know that it's going to work out with a border, and I will still have like a little bit left. So yeah, quite excited to get this done. The second whip is something very exciting. Okay, so I started this for Dion, knowing full well that he's not going to get it before the end of this winter, and then I decided to put this project on hold as well because I have to finish that blanket. That blanket's not for me, it's an order. So I used to take a lot of custom orders and I made quite a bit of money, really enjoyed it, but I decided that I wanted to go more into the designing side of crocheting. I did a few designs, I have a few designs, and balancing making custom orders and working on personal designs, just it was a bit too much to manage. So when I do take a custom order, it is literally because this person is someone that I feel like I need to help out, and this lady falls into that category. I would happily make her crochet things any day. Okay, so next whip is one for Dion, and like I said, this one has been put on hold a bit. It is in my beautiful Woolies project bag. So if you're not from South Africa, Woolies is a grocery chain in our country. Well, they started off with clothing, but now they do groceries as well. So Woolworths Food is the actual name, and they're trying to be sustainable, eco-friendly, and you can no longer get plastic bags from them. So if you go shopping there and you forget a bag, you have a bit of a problem, because then you end up buying these bags, and I think they're like R6, maybe more now, and you end up having a million of them because every time you go to the shops you forget the bag. But I must say, I've become quite disciplined now, and I actually do remember to take the bag with. So I only have 2 spare ones as project bags. Okay, so this is a colorwork jersey. So bear in mind, I've only ever done one colorwork project, and it was a flat knitted colorwork baby sweater, or not even a sweater, a baby vest. It was supposed to be a jersey, and then I decided I'm just going to leave the sleeves off and call it a vest. So this will be my second ever colorwork jersey, and this is a giant pattern, and I got through the colorwork in like a little bit more than 2 weeks because I could not put it down. And you'll see why. Look at that. It is beautiful. So this is a round yoke colorwork only jersey pattern. It's knit from the top down with short row shaping after the colorwork. Body and sleeve don't have any colorwork, and I mean, just look at it. It is so pretty. I'm making this video, but I have a feeling once again that it might not fit him. But I'm going to finish it regardless. Like if it does fit him or if it doesn't fit him, I'm finishing the jersey. Okay, so this is a pattern called the Cottongrass jumper by the Petite knitter, not to be confused with Petite knit. And like I said, it is a yoke construction, so you just go in the round. And what do I want to say now? Oh, the short rows in this jersey, it's called the Japanese short rows. Okay, I had to YouTube how to do that, and thank goodness for YouTube University, because it sounds way more confusing than it actually is. Okay, and I got the hang of it like this, so really no problem whatsoever. It's a very super simple chart to read. It's my first time reading a knitting chart as well, and yeah, I must say I really do like this. And then can I just show off my floats, because hello, I'm so proud of myself. I think my floats are neat. They've got a good amount of stretch. I'm very happy with how this is turning out. Okay, then I know in one of the previous episodes I said that I'm not going to knit on the I won't knit the sleeves before I knit the body. Yeah, that was a person who is not me. Okay, because for this jersey I decided that I am going to knit the sleeves first, because I really want to see how this all comes together. So yeah, I've already split for the sleeves, by the way, and I think I did about a good 10 rows on the body before I decided let's put the body on hold, let us knit the sleeves. So that is what I'm doing. I'm knitting on the sleeves. Well, I'll be knitting on the sleeves when I'm done with that blanket. And the yarn that I'm using, the grey colour, this grey, I think it's called light grey, from Kismet, and it's the blanket yarn, Mandela. I don't know, this one doesn't have, oh, it does have the label, there we go. Making Everyday Mandela Day, 67 blankets. So it's a 300 gram ball, and the grey is just stunning. It's a light grey, and the colourwork, the black is just black from Charity. I think the colourway is just called black. So yeah, very pleased with my colourwork effort, and now it's just straight on vanilla knitting, and I think it should go quite quickly once I pick it up again. Very happy with how this yoke turned out. And I'm also very happy that I learned a new skill, Japanese short rows, because all the other jerseys that I've made have been German short rows. I should probably put a stitch marker in, a progress keeper, because I'm not going to finish this really soon. I'll put it here on the sleeve. Okay. There we go. And it's another stitch marker by Petite. Dada. This one is beautiful. It's one that I got from a friend for our Yarny Secret Santa, which was a lot of fun last year. Okay. I think I have one more whip to show you. Haven't been on a whip craze, which is good. Another Woolies bag. You see, I told you I only have 2 left. Okay, so this one is also a knitting project, and it is another Ranunculus. So I made my first Ranunculus as part of the Boerevrouw and Independent Yarn Crafts knits along end of last year, November last year, and I messed up the yoke section. So the Ranunculus is also, it's a bit of a hybrid pattern, so it's a yoke section, then a few raglan increases, and yeah, I messed up the yoke. My stitch count was not working. I don't know what I did. I probably miscounted a row, and it just, that miscalculation just kept carrying on, and I didn't want to frog back, and then I don't want to start over, and it's a mess. Okay, but it's mine and I still wear it. The second one is not going to be for me, and I've already frogged it because I did make that same mess. So now I'm counting every single row, and that's why it's going so slow. But you can see there, I've done the cast on. I did the smaller neck cast on, which was a crochet cast on, crochet tubular cast on. Alright, and then I've done the ribbing, which is just a twisted rib, and then I've started on the body. So I finished the short rows. I did short rows in both the front and the back, so you can see there. And then I've started on the stitch detailing. Right, I think I should be able to move this over to bigger needles. Not bigger needles, a bigger cord in this week, because this one also has a deadline. This one won't be for me, although I love this color. I think this is pretty true to color. It's called Military, and it's like a military green from Allianz. It's also pure gold, but it just, I don't know, it's not my skin, it's not my color. I just think I look a little bit washed out next to a green like this. So I'm enjoying it because I love the color and I love the pattern and I love the person that I'm gifting it to. So yeah, quite excited to get this done. So I knit on this every afternoon. I try to get a few rows in, and yeah, I think I can get this done before the end of September. Just it's gorgeous. I think this yarn and this pattern, it's just working, and it's going to be absolutely stunning. Progress Keeper. I think I would be able to show you this one before I have to gift it. And another Progress Keeper from Dada. Petite. You can tell that all South African podcasters love this woman because she's amazing at what she does. Okay, so I'm following the pattern to a T this time. Like, I'm literally ticking off as I go. There will be no mistakes, and I'm taking it slow as well. I think with my Ranunculus, it was the first jersey that I ever made, and I don't know if I was in a rush to get it out of a make along or what the problem is. So yeah, I think this one is going to be a little bit better. It's going to be gorgeous. Alright, so then we can move on to what I'm reading. Here's the problem. I left the book that I'm reading in my classroom on my desk for the entire weekend, and I haven't spent a single day in this weekend reading, which really sucks because I've been enjoying this book a lot. I finished Cujo, and I started a book called I Never Called It Rape by, what's this lady's name? I wrote it down. Robin Warshaw. So it's like a 30-year-old book, so very excited. And yeah, that's it, peeps. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I love hearing from you, love chatting to you, and yeah, have a wonderful August. Stay home.